Hey, what up? It's Pat the Flip. Thanks for checking out the video. If you want, give me some money on Patreon or Twitch so I can keep on making cool shit. Peace.
Hey, what's good, everybody? It is Thursday night, and we're here to play some Marvel, baby! Shout out to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, a legend in the fighting game history. So good to see y'all. Thank you so much for coming out. Hey, what up, Tenderfern? Good to see you, homie. Thank you, Raul Man, holding it down as always. Owen, our nation, so good to see y'all. Yeah, we're gonna play some Marvel today. That's what's up. I am super stoked to dig into this. This one's been a long time coming, and it's gonna be super fun. But before we get into that, two quick notes. First of all, a friendly public service announcement from your local Guilty Gear head. Stop playing Third Strike. Y'all, you heard it here first. Throws were not meant to be whip punishable. Years of laughing, yet no real world use found for parrying. Wanted to ignore damage anyway for a laugh? We had a tool for that. It was called blocking. They have played us for absolute fools. I cannot agree more. This is fucking amazing. I don't know who made this shit. Well, I'm guessing it was this person. The Legend of Hikaru. I hope so. You ready to play some Marvel, Aevee?
I'm ready to play some Marvel for the first time since I was in high school.
Sweet. That was the first time I played Marvel, so that's good stuff. Real quick, before we get in there, I actually just want to open with the Marvel Baby video. I assume you've seen it before, right? Like
a long time ago.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
All right. I don't know if you have the stream open. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. But basically,
yeah.
I feel compelled to start with this for a couple reasons. One, this was, for many people, their first interaction with Yipes, who is a legendary Marvel vs. Capcom 2 commentator, right? He's commentated other games before, but Yipes is where he comes from. This is his roots. But second of all, because if you were not into fighting games that deep, you may not understand what is special about Marvel. And there's actually nothing that captures the spirit of Marvel quite like this. So here we go.
Brandon versus Potter, first to 10. 400.
Tomorrow, baby! He's still baby Philly, where you at? Oh, he got the mango sentinel. That nigga New York Knicks. Oh, he's so Pringles. Where your curly mustache at? Oh, Scoop. Scoop's Häagen-Dazs. Mac fucking Nito. Curly mustache. Oh, make a raid. Oh. Bow. Sit down. Sit down that ass. Fuck the Knicks.
Fuck the Knicks. But so the reason that I want to lead with this is, one,
Literally, fuck the Knicks.
Yeah, fuck them. The reason I want to lead with this is, one, this is an energy that was, if like, you only saw this in arcades, right? And you only saw this arcades because Marvel 2 was, I mean, you saw it in people's houses if they were playing Marvel 2 there, but like, for people who played video games on the internet, for people who played mostly PC games, like, you might be used to, I don't know, like listening to a bunch of white boys talk shit while they play Quake or Counter-Strike or something. But like, for a whole lot of people, this was the first time that they had seen brown people play video games quite like this, right? And this is also very much it's a moment in time, right? Like the fucking the video artifacts from the low quality VHS capture,
Yeah.
the Windows Media Maker, right? People just yelling about video games. To a lot of people, this was new. Hey, Soccer Pro, thank you so much for the sub. So to a lot of people, this was new and this was different. And some of it was just like who you got playing these games and where you're playing them. But some of it is actually the game itself, right? The game, when you dig deep into it, it makes you feel this way. And so I figured what you and I could do is we could start out just playing Marvel 2 the way that we've been playing other games, right? And I don't want to play any other games today except Marvel 2. So we're not switching it up. We're not going to go to Marvel 3 afterwards or Infinite or whatever. We're playing Marvel 2, proper Marvel. And for the first, let's say 30 minutes, like, let's just press buttons and talk the way we are, right? But there was something that you brought up in last week's session when we played X-Men and Marvel superheroes and all that I thought was really worth pointing out, which is we are getting into the zone of games where I can just autopilot whoop your ass. And so
Yep.
rather than continue to autopilot whoop your ass in Marvel 2, what I would suggest is for the first session, just pick whoever you want, press buttons, get used to the game. Like, you know, we'll do what we normally do. We'll pick some of the weirdos and whatever. But for the rest of the session, I want to show you how I learned to play Marvel. Because it's actually not that hard. People think that this is one of the most complicated games because it is, but I guarantee you that I can give you a solid start at least, and at the very least that you can understand how I learned to play this game when I was a little youngling of 17 or 18 or thereabouts. That sound like fun?
That sounds dope as hell. Let's go.
Tight. All right. I want to take you for a ride, Aevee.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, let's do it.
And yes, little Kyoto, this is called Null DC Bear. You can Google it, and you can figure out how to play online. I'm not going to go into detail on the stream.
God, all right.
Let's see.
I think those are assist types. This was a thing that we didn't really know when we were like.
I'm just gonna pick. It's so hard for me to pick random shit in this game because I never bothered to learn anything other than the top tier. So this feels incredibly unnatural. But fuck it, we're gonna pick Anacaris.
Anacaris.
And yeah, those three are assist types.
The one thing that I remember, I remember Cable being a thing.
Yeah.
That was hard for my friends to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I like that you can move back and forth, but you can't jump. It's kind of, I've never seen quite a hybrid like that.
Yeah. So we got War Machine in here, who you might remember as the palette swap Iron Man. And so one of the things they made him to be palette swap Iron Man, I think is because of licensing issues. Oh, we got a little chunky lag there. Is his beams and his missiles have been inverted from Iron Man's. It's kind of a weird thing, but they got it. The normals are otherwise mostly identical. You got Hayato from Star Gladiator, I think. He's definitely a popular pick.
Yeah, I remember him being like, "Oh, he's got a laser sword."
Yep.
He feels like something.
Mm-hmm. We also have these delightful 3D backgrounds. Oh, and if you needed to be reminded, yeah. So the way this works is you got 4 attack buttons, 2 assist buttons, and if you want to tag, you need to use the same strength attack buttons to tag. Woo.
I remember I was like, oh, he could shoot a gun with a normal move.
It's pretty crazy, right? It's like seeing the first time you see Mega Man do his Mega Buster just with heavy punch, and you're like, oh shit, the game has changed. And General Thrilla, I don't think you've ever seen me play Marvel with Josh, because he would definitely whoop my ass. Oh, thank you for the gift sub.
Oh shit, I took way more damage. How did that happen?
Yeah, also yesterday I was playing Guilty Gear, so it definitely wasn't me.
Oh, I've been playing a Dizzy this week.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Good. So there was a time where I think it was like when Dizzy came out. Every time a new Xrd character would come out when I was playing Xrd, I would be like, all right, I'm gonna learn how to play Xrd this time. And then I would like get in there and I wouldn't be able to do anything, and I would be like, well, maybe this game is not for me. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you saw me tweeting about it. I forgot to say what I was gonna say, which was that if it wasn't for you and Irene, I would be like, I would probably still feel that way.
Yeah.
But I really don't feel that way anymore.
Good.
Oh, time over.
Yeah. Time
No, it
over
feels
is a
like-
thing that happens a lot in newbie Marvel 2 when no one knows how to do damage.
Well, it's just that, like, I had done some, like, very basic Dizzy stuff, but, like, it's hard, again, when you're trying to, like, play those games by yourself, especially in those early days.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did I just click cable free?
You definitely just picked 3 cables. It's a pretty strong team, as it turns out.
And
that's
I
you
bet
can
it
only
is.
do that in console. Otherwise, I think you would have picked like cable, and then I forget who it auto adds afterwards.
this feels like
You know,
cover me, Viper me.
but yeah, that feeling you described of I guess I can't do this is definitely one of those things. It's one of the reasons why I get such gratification out of specifically teaching people Guilty Gear. Because Guilty Gear is one of those games that feels so impossible unless you can approach it with the right mindset.
Right, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about this because I, you know, like, even though I kind of ultimately felt like Elfelt really wasn't quite doing it for me, I spent a lot of time, like, trying to learn to do her shotgun stuff.
Yeah.
And because I had, like, a group of people to learn it with, I was like, okay, I have some sort of incentive. I have some reason to play this regularly. I'm playing it regularly with people who, like, I want to play it with.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're finished. I'm a member of Stars.
You sure are, honey. But yeah, so it was like, oh, I could do this. Oh, Mara was like one of the only characters. She was from that era of comics that I remember. My friend had some comic with her in it, and I was like, she's so fucking cool.
She is.
She's the coolest character I had seen in Marvel at that point.
She's got Bonerang.
Yeah, she has she extrudes bones. She's pretty evil. And she's very cute. But yeah, it was that so that combination of things made me feel like, oh, I can actually if I want to just pick up a new character, I can kind of just do that.
Exactly. And it feels good, right?
Yeah, and I was like, I'll just I mean, I had been kind of experimenting with a bunch of random characters for a while. I had been like, oh, I'll try doing some Milia combos today. I'll try doing some I'll try doing some Milia combos today. I mean, it's really hard, but I don't have to I have these other characters like Kai I can play.
Yeah.
So why not try this other character?
Yeah, and then you can just switch back, and if you feel like stepping things up a little bit, or
right. And so because of that, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna try and learn a real new character, you're a member of Stars. Yeah, there's nothing I can say to that. I guess I lose. But yeah, so I was like, well, I could just rather than just spend a long time with Jacko or whatever, why don't I just pick a new character every week?
Yeah.
So that I can get a really good, because I feel like I can grasp these characters so much more quickly than I used to.
Yeah.
I really can just pick them up and try and see and see what their game plan is, and actually know what their game plan really feels like.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Even if I'm not playing at a high level, which is I think really different when I was just struggling to understand what gear even was.
Yeah.
Which makes learning any character less.
Oh, Aevee, you there? Testing, testing.
I'm back.
Ah, you're back.
I'm back. I'm back from the Shadow Realm.
Okay.
Uh,
So yeah, we were talking about Guilty Gear and feeling like you can do things now.
Yeah.
Right?
Feeling like I can do it.
And that right there is like, it's funny to me because when people are on the outside of fighting games, they feel like everything just looks so impossible and they don't know where you'd even begin to get started, right? But like for you, your eyes are open now. You can walk into any fighting game and at least have an idea of how to approach it just based on the existing tool set you already have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like, it's kind of wild because, I mean, if you can play X, you can probably play anything.
Yeah.
But it's like, I kind of like, especially this like style of game, right? I'm like, okay, I should like see what generally a combo is. Like, you don't even really have to dive too deep into like really advanced defensive options. You kind of like should know where like the basics are. But if it's like your first day, just do some like simple strings. Like I experimented with Melty the other day, and it was like,
oh cool.
I was like, yeah, I've been like, I'd really like to play some more Melty.
Yeah.
This is the most broken Marvel team that I know of. This is straight from high school.
That's right.
This is the high schoolers' idea.
This is the high school murder team.
Wait.
All right.
Like, this is like, nobody can beat this. Look at his titties are just going.
Yeah, it's not a bad team.
Titties.
Oh, and you get really easy access to like projectile control, like.
Right, because that was the stuff that people couldn't deal with.
Yeah, like I'm trying to throw a fireball and you're just like, nah, I got 3 rockets.
But yeah, things are like both different games, but other characters. So it's kind of like instead of the struggle of like, oh, what character do I want to play in Rev 2 being like, okay, I need to pick somebody who's like easy and has a simple game plan.
Yeah.
Because everything is so complicated.
Yeah.
My choices are really limited, and I'm not going to get anything out of those choices anyway.
Uh-oh.
It's
you're
just
back.
like,
So, we just lost you for the last like 20 seconds.
oh, jeez. I was worried.
All right.
Okay, maybe I might. What did I do there?
So it's called a snapback. If you do core circle forward and an assist button, then what you'll do is you'll spend a meter to do an attack that's very fast, and if it hits, it puts in their assist, or it swaps their character out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So you can choose to cash in a combo for damage, but you can also choose to just get whoever's in there, whoever they have in, out.
Oh, okay.
It's good for targeting assists. So like for teams that have a high value assist that they're trying to protect, you can snap them in and kill them. Woo.
But yeah, like even if I'm not really able to actually execute like Milia's like full game plan or whatever, like I can kind of like cheat myself and get some like real basics going on with a lot of characters. So I was like, oh, I could just like, why don't I just like take a tour of characters that I've been really interested in, and see which one clicks.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun comparing like Dizzy and Jacko, because I feel like they're actually pretty similar in a lot of ways.
I mean they're both like summon types, right?
Right, and they're very like, and they're different in like very interesting ways. It's like Jacko is like creating this like really chaotic situation over time. Like she's like constantly building her win condition.
Yeah. Whereas
like Dizzy is like a Toho boss who's like creating these like every moment that she gets some space, she's creating this like chaotic situation for her opponent to deal with.
Right.
Whereas like Jacko is very quick moment to moment, but her like overall game plan is actually something pretty slow. And
Yeah,
it
takes a while
really
for
tell the
Jacko to get
difference.
started, right?
Right. Yeah, she's really like trying to like I'm long term trying to like make you play a different game. I'm like playing this different game because like I want to I want to create this like really different situation. So it's just like very interesting to be able to like really describe and articulate how different those characters played.
Yeah.
From my own personal experience instead of just like kind of observing it.
Yeah. No, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that it's like gelling a little bit, right? Because like what you described, like you have confidence, right? It's not just the tools, it's not just the knowledge. It's you now have a confidence in how to learn stuff that I think is really empowering. It's a combination of the actual task itself feeling so intimidatingly complex, but also seeing other people do it like as though it were natural.
Yeah.
Right. It's like imagine if everyone else knew how to walk but you. And you're just like,
right,
two legs? Are you kidding me? How do you not fall over all the time? Like I was late to riding bikes and that's how that felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right, because then it gets built in so thoroughly that like you just don't have a problem with it. And I feel myself like kind of like getting over that hump where I'm like, oh, I can just go in for like a couple of afternoons and now I feel like I understand what I should be trying to do with this character.
Yeah.
Like just like I feel like I am really happy that I played Kai. Because I played Kai because I was like, I want someone who's like even more basic than Elle felt because I just wanted to like, because honestly I was like, I kind of want to win.
I mean, yeah.
And Elle felt like, and I want to win without working too hard.
Yeah.
And so like, let me just do the really
things.
basic game plan.
Yeah.
Like, which is like, oh, I don't have to learn some like complex setup to like really get everything out of this character.
Right.
But from that, it was like, oh, I just do these like, I now understand like what a Guilty Gear pressure string is supposed to be.
Right.
Sort of.
And there's not a whole lot of like character specific stuff to obscure it or anything. Right.
Right. Absolutely. But it's like, by doing that, it's sort of like, oh, I can just like apply that pretty easily to Dizzy. Like, Dizzy is just like, oh, like Kai does tick throws. Like Dizzy is just like tick throw central. It's just that.
She sure is.
I don't get to have normals unless I have put out some like projectile to cover me.
Right.
Like that's her big difference. It's like Kai can just press a button, but like Dizzy definitely needs to like have some buttons on screen or like a bubble or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I have to like dash backward and then I can dash forward.
Right.
But other than that, it's still like, it's like the same kind of like basic stuff really like applies.
For a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to character select, and I want you to pick Storm, Cable with the anti-air assist, and Cyclops also with the anti-air assist. Okay.
Okay. Storm.
Yeah, Storm. You can pick Storm variety assist. She's down here. She's at the bottom next to Sentinel.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Storm and then variety type.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Cable.
Cable with anti-air. And then Cyclops up here.
Oh, okay.
Also anti-air. And then, yeah, Turbo. Cool. So, don't worry about playing the game yet. I just kind of want to walk you through these characters, all right?
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah, let's do it.
Storm has almost every tool in the game, but the way to think of this is you're learning a team. you're not learning a character. And so rather than learn the individual like gimmicks and like combos and shit for every single character, you want to figure out how to make this team work. And you're going to do that by going broad and not deep, right? So step one with Storm, the thing you're going to do with neutral is super jump, all right? Down and then up, and then hold up when you're in the air, and you'll get that slow glide, right? You remember doing this in X-Men vs. Street Fighter when I was doing this to you?
Yeah, yeah.
So all you're doing is mashing Fierce or Heavy Punch. You see that meter we're building? That's Storm's jump.
Oh, shit.
Right? Now, there's a couple other things you can do in the air to prolong your hang time, right? So one is you can air dash up or up forward or up back by hitting those directions or holding that direction and hitting two attack buttons. It's called an 8-way air dash because you can do it in any direction, but you can get some extra hang time, and then you just hold up to keep that glide going, right?
Can you only do that once in the air?
Yes. The other thing you can do is lightning attack, which you do with like heavy punch and light kick at the same time. It's a weird chord, but you can also do that in eight directions. So you go, air dash, heavy punch and light kick.
Oh. Why does she have a move like that?
It's a weird one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So Storm can also like run around and rush down. She can use the air dash if you super jump and then do a down forward air dash. Like that's called a triangle jump. She can use that to do high-low mix-ups or cross-ups that help her rush you down. Then she can hit a combo. But we're not worried about that yet. All right? All we're doing is just think about using this Fierce Punch to build meter and then like keep them away, right?
Okay.
And then when you have full meter, you could just tag out regularly and bring Cable in. Or you can do backwards fireball and 2 punches. Go ahead and do that. To do Hailstorm, okay? And when you do Hailstorm, as soon as the Super Flash starts, do core circle forward and 2 kicks to bring in Cable. You can try that real quick.
Okay. Press 2 kicks to bring in Cable. Okay.
So it's backwards fireball and 2 punches for Hailstorm, and then forward fireball and 2 kicks for Cable Super. And what we're doing here, so what you did was you spent 2 meters to bring Cable in safely. Because every time you raw tag, if the opponent knows that you want a raw tag, then they'll look out for it, they'll block it, they'll punish, and they'll kill that character.
Okay, gotcha.
So the first thing we learned in game 1, right? We spent 25 cents on that one. Is you learned how to run away with Storm to build meter, and then you learned how to spend some of that meter to bring in Cable safely, right? Now we're gonna go ahead and pick that same team again.
Okay.
All right. So you can use her jumping Fierce Punch to like keep people away, right? Don't worry about Storm combos for now. She's got some real good ones. She's a really powerful character. The other thing you want to keep in mind is, as a Storm, let's say I'm trying to chase you down, right? While you're running away. Go ahead and just run away from me, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll get you in a corner or something, and I start rushing your shit down, right? It's not easy to block. It's not easy to get out. Yeah. So what you want to do is, in this game, you can think of your anti-air assists as dragon punches. So if I'm getting all up in your grill, you can just mash Cable and Cyclops both have invincibility on those. Oh. Yeah. There you go. So your anti-air assists are the get off me, right?
Oh, okay.
Good. Yeah. Okay. So you're just going to keep on doing this shit. You're going to run away to try and build meter. And then when I get close, you're going to call an assist. Okay. Nice. All right. Keep it up. I can punish your assist, but it's kind of okay because they'll be able to recover all the damage that they take if they're punished.
Right. Because they're constantly healing, basically.
Yeah. So I'll punish your assist there. Cable will take some damage. I do that nice. I do that to dissuade you from calling your assist unprotected too much. Okay. All right, so now I got my cable. I'm just gonna hit your cable a lot, and this is how you're gonna learn how to play cable. All right, so you got, well, let's see. Nice, that was good. You were blocking with Storm that whole time and calling cable just to make sure I can't attack. That's really good.
Hell yeah.
Woo. Nice. Yeah, you cover. So if you see me going after your assist, then you have to cover him. That's good. All right. Well, sorry. So this is the part where if you Cyclops, I don't know how to play Cyclops. Most people who pick Cyclops don't know how to pick Cyclops. They're only picking him for the anti-air assist. So what you do with him, because you don't actually know how to play him, is just run around and mash heavy kick to build meter. You jump heavy kick. He's got the Summers Family Roundhouse. And then you can do core circle forward and 2 kicks to do a super that you can actually aim. See that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Behold.
Behold.
Yeah, so he does a big one.
That.
He does the big one, Mega Optic Blast. If you do 2 punches, you can't aim it, but it takes up a lot of screen space. It does pretty good chip damage. Time over. All right. So you just learned how to use your anti-air assists, right? And you did a really good thing, which was when you saw that I was going after your assist, you would do your best to cover, right? That's a really important part about team games, right? If the anti-air assists are your Dragon Punch, they have recovery, but the thing is that recovery isn't free, right? If I go after your assist, but I can't hit you, even if I can't even keep you in block stun, then you have all the time in the world to go after me, right? And so there's gameplay around, I call my assist because I think you're gonna bite, right? And if you get greedy, then I might punish you for it. All right. So same thing. Just running away, building meter, right? Ooh, it throws. Oh, you accidentally brought Cyclops in.
Oh shit.
That happens. Oh, and then you tagged in Cable. Okay, so now you have Cable. All right. Go ahead. Just leave Cable in for now. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna teach you how to play Cable.
Let's see.
There you go.
We'll get him eventually.
All right. So there's one very important thing you need to know, and that's jump back gun. All right. Just jump back, heavy punch. Yeah. Good. That covers a lot of space. It's got a lot of block stun. So if I get hit by it, that sucks, right? The other thing you need to know is core circle back and kick. Use the light kick. See that? It's like Pineberry, but it explodes when it either hits me or when you let go of the button. Okay. So he can also do that in the air. You go ahead and try it. Like jump and then do it.
Whoa, this is Pineberry.
Yeah, it's why I hate Elfelt. So, you see that? Now, Marvel has another really interesting property, which is you can cancel pretty much any of your moves, your normal moves, on whiff. So you can do jump back heavy punch, and then cancel that into grenade whenever you want. There you go.
Oh my god.
And what you want to do is you want to let it rock a little bit more, because what jump heavy punch does is it covers the upper half of the screen, and the grenade you want to cover right around the mid screen, right?
Okay.
Cool. That right there is a pretty basic ass zoning pattern. So if all you're doing with Cable is jumping back and chucking grenades, and then if I get close, you call Cyclops, you're doing your job.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You can also, if you don't think that I'm moving that closely, you can do that and call Storm. And you can do it while you're doing the jump back into grenade. You can just press the assist button. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See that? This is your neutral, right? This is a zoning pattern. Anyone who wants to touch that Cable has got to get through all this shit.
Jeez.
Okay. Yeah. See that? Here. I'm gonna tag Cable.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'll tag Cable in and I'll show you what it's like to deal with as well.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah. So we got gun, grenade, and then storm assist, right? And like that pattern works with any projectile assist, really, or any anti-air assist, right? You do jump back gun, you cancel into grenade, and then if you see the motherfucker move, you press anti-air assist, and if you don't, then you press the projectile assist to keep their ass out there, and you can do it all over again.
Right. Jeez. All right. That is starting to make a lot of sense.
You would be able to whoop the shit out of your high school self immediately.
Yeah, I could see. That'd be crazy. I could have beaten that guy Sentinel. No problem.
Oh, yeah. Sentinel is really hard. He's really good, but he's hard to play because he gets zoned out like this. All right. So you have your game plan, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And like you can call assists with Storm out too. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Ooh. Yeah, so there's another thing which is it's called assist counter calling or assist punishing. And basically, if you call an assist and whiff it, if I don't want to take the risk with my point character of attacking it, I can call my assist to just hit it. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice. Ready. Ooh. All right, so my Storm's injured, so now I'm bringing out Cable.
Mm-hmm. Shit. I can't quite reach them with
Ooh.
her, huh?
Oh, it's harder to hit these TK Viper beams and lag. So here's the other. We haven't gone over how to spend your meter yet. And the thing you're gonna do with this team is you're gonna spend meter with Cable. Oh my god, the lag makes this rough.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god. Okay. There we go. I got a Cable in there. Oh my god.
There we go. So that right there, on day one of this game, people realize that Cable's ground Hyper Viper Beam is pretty slow, but his air Hyper Viper Beam is fast as shit. It's just fireball and 2 punches in the air. See that?
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's actually so fast.
I've been practicing my TK, my Tiger Knees, for Dizzy.
Yeah. So it's actually so fast that it combos into itself.
Jesus.
Yeah. It combos into itself if there's a little bit of a trick to it, but it combos into itself for as long as you have meter. It usually takes about 3 to kill a character.
Wow.
So that's the other aspect. See that? See that grenade? If I had reacted, ooh, nice. Oh, the trades. If I had reacted and if I had hit that, your assist just would have died. And this is not like, in terms of Marvel things, this is not a hard thing to do, right? Oh, optic sweep. I just whiff punished you for sticking out a button because I got Hyper Viper Beam.
Oh my god. Alright. Whoa.
So the way this team works is with Storm, you do whatever you can do to build meter. And then if you can get her out safely, great. If not, if you got 5 bars with Cable, someone's gonna fucking die.
Damn.
And if the worst happens and you're down to Cyclops, you probably already lost. So don't worry about it. Unless you end up in like a 1v1 situation, then you can try and play it out.
Because we are old school, there is no comeback mechanic in this game.
Yeah, not really. I mean, the comeback mechanic is you got combos that can fucking murder people. But yeah, in this game, you snowball super hard.
Right, yeah.
A team of 3 characters is just better than a team of 2. And a team of 2 is way better than a team of 1.
Right.
Oh, God. Oh, so I actually fucked it up. Oh, nice. But basically on when a new character comes in after the previous teammate got KO'd, they're incredibly vulnerable. And Cable can actually set up unblockable air hyper viper beams there. So if I was a better player, you would have just lost your Cable.
Damn.
Ooh.
I guess that's how the ridiculous damage actually balances this game.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Oh my god.
The full screen super whip punish. Behold, optic blast. All right. Oh, nice. All right, Cable's getting low, so I'm gonna spend 2 meters to bring him out safely. Now we got Storm back, and she's got a bunch of health.
Jeez.
And you got one character. Oh. Time for the Justin Wong comeback. It ain't over till it's over.
I have seen that video.
Yep.
Now I really feel why that was such a big deal.
Yeah. Behold, optic blast.
Behold.
So that right there, like, you don't know shit about how to play each character, right? You don't have a Cyclops combo. You don't have a Storm combo. You have a basic idea of how to use your meter, but you have enough to murder a random scrub who doesn't know how to play this, right?
Yeah. No,
And
for
like,
real.
there is all kinds of shit like that in this game. It's usually a combination of the top tier stuff. Okay. So now I'm gonna try and play Team Scrub. All right. And I will do my best to show you why this team is good. Because the team that you're playing is the first team that I learned, right? And it's really good for beating up bad Sentinels and bad Magnetos, but you also have to learn why Sentinel and Magneto are considered top tier.
I realized how much damage you have taken. Oh, ow, oh my god. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Oh, you thought Cable was the only one who could combo the super into itself? Nah, homie.
Oh my god. Damn, okay. Okay. All right.
That's
okay.
Team Scrub, right? So Team Scrub is essentially the formula there is you pick Sentinel, you learn a couple basic patterns with Sentinel. One of them is just fly around, wait for them to do something, and call Captain Commando. And then if you want to spend the meter on a Sentinel combo that kills, you can, but you don't have to, right? If they fuck up your Sentinel, you still got Cable and Captain Commando.
Gotcha.
And then if they kill Sentinel and Cable and all you have is Captain Commando, well, then you're kind of fucked. But that's how this game works.
Right.
All right.
Huh,
So the next team you're going to see is Magneto teams, of which Magneto Storm Psylocke is... This is a particular kind of chaos. This is actually, you know what? This is the Milia of Marvel 2.
Okay. Yeah, because this is I even know this. I didn't actually know the other teams, but I do know this one.
You know MSP.
Just
MSP is notorious. It's a real crackhead team.
Oh my god.
Woo.
Holy shit. Oh my god. All right. Oh my god, what? Woo! Oh my god.
Oh. And I'm not good with MSP, right? But that is the other side of top tier, right?
Whoa. I felt deleted. Damn, every time you're like, oh, call these assists to get you out of trouble. Every single time.
Yeah.
That did not stop Magneto. Nothing stopped him.
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so the team.
What-
I'll play a
what
couple
happened?
different. Yeah. What's up?
What happened?
Sure. So I'll go ahead and break that one down for you. Okay. So there's a couple ingredients that makes this team work as good as it does, right? One is both Magneto and Storm have the capacity to rush down, right? They have really versatile tool sets overall, but the most important thing that they have is the 8-way air dash, right? So just look at this real quick. This looks kind of like Milia Turbo Fall, right? Like what I'm doing here, the triangle jump.
Yeah.
The thing that this enables is very fast 4-way mix-ups, right? Because if I get you on the ground, then I can. It's hard to tell if I'm going high or low or what side I'm going to be on, right? And I get to continue my pressure because they're fast as fuck.
Right. Yeah.
The second thing that's important is Psylocke. So Psylocke is an anti-air assist, but she's a little different from the others because what she does is she gives me a hard knockdown that I can convert into combos really effectively. So she gives me a really convenient way to turn a hit into a knockdown. See that?
Whoa. Okay.
And then, once I get the hit, it's just on me to know a combo or 500 combos or whatever, and I'm good, you know?
Oh my god.
And then yeah, if I need, I have a Storm assist. If Magneto dies, Storm can do a lot of the same shit. Call Psylocke and
Yeah.
Hey, already on the other side. Hey, already on the other side.
Oh my god. Behold.
Yeah.
And
so it is.
All right.
Yeah. So if you play that, that's like Magneto teams tend to be high combo rushdown oriented teams. Sentinel tends to and everyone has big combos and the capacity for a lot of damage. But fundamentally, what you're looking at is you have like some people are really good at Sentinel, and so they build teams around him. Some people are really good at it with Storm, so they build teams around her, and then they'll use Sentinel as an assist, or maybe their Sentinel's okay, right? That kind of stuff. But all these characters have so much depth to them and so much potential to them that people end up having to specialize.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So like you kind of decide what your actual main is, and then you build your team around that character.
Yeah. Or in some cases, people will develop teams that they're known for, right? So the team that I have right here is called Santhrax. Sanford Kelly was the one who kind of put this team on the map. And it's because Storm and Sentinel in particular work really well together.
Okay.
So Sentinel assist, I can put it out there and it helps me control the space. You already saw what Captain Commando assist can do, right? Like Captain Commando is really important for challenging Storm in the air.
Wow.
Because he just carves off a chunk of that screen, right?
Yeah.
But my goal with this team is actually to get 2 meters and then land a combo. And that's kind of it. Ooh.
Why 2 meters?
Because that's what lets me combo, switch from one super into another. It's called a delayed hyper combo.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to land the combo with with this lag, but we'll see.
Yeah, I can see that Captain Commando, big fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Wow, you can
no.
really blast somebody as soon as they come in, huh?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh. Oh, all right. Oh, that was nice. So one of the notable things about Hyper Viper Beam is you can mash to have it do more hits and damage, and you can also guide it a little bit, which is kind of cool. Like if you press up and down, it'll bend up or down. Oh my god. Woo!
Oh my god. I'm starting to see where I haven't really like noticed what the oh my god, the influences between this game and Guilty Gear were, but now they're looking way more clear.
Mm-hmm. And what? Yeah, like what is looking clearer to you?
Well, I see the like, I mean, putting people in pressure for a really long time, and forcing them to really get out.
Yeah.
It's funny because like they don't have like the assists, but they actually sometimes have a lot of the same functions. Like you were talking about, like this team is Milia, which is like very interesting because like Milia is obviously one character, but like they, by like giving Milia a disc, she's kind of like able to act as if she had an assist under this like kind of like specific limited.
Yeah, and if you've ever watched like on Wednesday Night Fights when GC Yoshi shows up, we talk about how Bedman is his Marvel team. It's similar, right? Marvel teams are essentially DIY characters. You have a set of building blocks, and you get to put them together to assemble this like horrible death machine, right? And the match in Marvel games is more is my death machine better than yours? But yeah, so Spiral's whole thing is she's really good at slowing down the match and stalling people out, right? And doing a lot of chip damage, keeping you in block stun, and doing it all while building meter.
Whoa. Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. So like she surrounds her. How does she do that? She like surrounded herself with swords. She's constantly calling in projectiles to Sentinel.
Yeah. And so so here's the thing, right? Like I have played Spiral. That might have been the 5th time that I picked that character or character select, right? I have like a basic understanding, and that wasn't the cleanest version of that, right? Like I'm not doing the real Spiral, Sentinel or Spiral Doom Strider, any of that shit, right? I'm not doing the good version of that. But I've watched enough Marvel to know, oh, if you put this tool and this tool and this tool, oh, you got yourself a fucking team. And the work required to beat that team is usually higher than the work required to execute. We'll do another good example of that real quick, actually. This was like one of the day one bullshit teams. You remember Blackheart? And how shitty he felt to play in Marvel Superheroes?
Yeah, he was super weird.
Yeah, we're like, why the fuck would you ever pick this character, right? Well, it turns out that if a character only has 2 good things, and that you can fit him on a Marvel team just fine.
Yeah, well, you got 3 characters. I guess like that's all you need, right?
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I do hate that. Stop shooting this gun at me. Oh my god, that sucks ass. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm pressing
I feel like
2 buttons.
Fucking Wild West.
Hey, there you go. You're figuring it out. That is what Cable beats if you do it right.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see how that, Oh my god, alright.
So, once again, like, I couldn't tell you how to play Dr. Doom, but I can tell you how to hold up back and press Fierce Punch on jump start, right?
It's pretty hard to beat.
I have the good fortune to be able to work with one of the one of my favorite Marvel players of all time. His name's Clockwork. And he mentioned something to me which I immediately took to heart because this was my experience as well. Learning Marvel is actually really easy. You don't have to learn. At no point did we talk about frame data. You don't know most of your character's moves right now, right? I don't know in most cases, I don't know most of my character's moves. But this was how I learned the game. I saw some dumb bullshit. I was like, wow, that looks fucked up. But it also looks like you could do that by pressing 4 buttons. I'll try that out. And it worked really well.
Yeah, no, it's surprisingly effective for how little execution it required.
Yeah. So now go ahead and just pick Doom, Blackheart, and Cable.
Okay, cool.
Doom right here, pick anti-air assist.
Anti-air?
Yeah. Blackheart is over here. Pick anti-air assist. And then Cable's right here.
I can see also anti-air?
Yeah.
I can see that. Hey, it turns out in a game where everybody is super jumping all over the screen all the time, it seems like the anti-air assist is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Most of the time.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm just gonna tell you, Doom's Buttergun is air heavy punch. All you have to do is press it early on in your jump because it takes a long time for it to get full extension. But you're just gonna do that and like mash Blackheart, and I'm gonna try and rush your ass down the way I did just a minute ago. Okay. So yeah, get used to it. There you go. Yeah, you see that? It's a little weird. You have to hit it if you're gonna do a regular jump back. You have to hit it early on in the jump arc.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah.
Look at how well that covers.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yep. And now you start calling Blackheart. Just press the assist button. Yeah, at the same time that you press the Fierce Punch button.
Okay. 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 Jeez.
All right. Now I'm gonna try and go in.
How do you see that?
All right. So if you were playing this team to win, then what you would have done is you would have just kept Blackheart in there until you had 5 meters, and then you would bring Cable in, and you would try and get your air hyper viper beams. And that's it. You like Doom and Blackheart are just there to do damage and build meter, and then Cable's there to clean things up, right?
Yeah, it's actually amazing how simple that is.
Right?
It's very different. Like in fact, I would even say it's very different than most other fighting games.
Oh yeah.
Like because you're really just trying to oh wait, can I not back out of this?
No, this please, Aevee, this game is from like 1999 or some shit.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
Have some goddamn respect.
Just because it's console doesn't mean that they would let you back out of anything. No, it's like, it's wild because like, what's like the polite way to put this? It's like, I would say like,
wow,
it's a
this
very
shit's dumb
like,
as hell.
It's dumb as hell. Well, I would say like it's a very like childish, like, but like I mean that not like it's immature, but like when you're a kid, the first thing that you want to do is like do all the cool special moves and jump around, and that's exactly what you do, and that's all you need.
So I don't remember. Sorry, yeah, keep talking. I need to look something.
Yeah, it's like, it's very like I don't know. It feels a little bit like Smash Brothers. Like it doesn't feel, and it's like Smash Brothers with like Danmaku. It's like Smash Brothers with throwing projectiles all over the place.
Absolutely, because that shit is way easier for people to understand early on. You get to see exactly what's going on.
Right, like you don't have to do like you're not doing these like rapid fire combos where you can't see like even what's happening. Like it feels like the Toho game we were playing. Like
absolutely.
This is like closer to immaterial and missing power.
And you want to know something cool, right? Like we're talking about combos. So right now you don't really have any combos, right? If you have the Tron Bond Gamma Assist, you don't need them. Look at this. All right, well that was... Look at how much fucking damage she does.
Jesus Christ. And you get to hear that Ojosama laugh every single time.
Absolutely.
Quite a treat. So she just lets you confirm into that shit constantly.
Yeah.
Damn. That's broken as hell.
That's... It's Marvel, Aevee.
It... Wow. Damn. Yeah, it's very interesting because it's like, if you hadn't told me that, I would just be like, wow, I'm just getting fucking deleted. This game is incomprehensible.
Yeah.
But even just hearing like, okay, do these 3 things with this character and these 2 things with this other character, it's like, oh, I am feeling kind of like I'm playing the game.
Yeah, you are
Like-
playing the game. Like, that's the thing is there's a lot of broken shit that as soon as you know what the broken shit is, like basically layer 1 of Marvel
Yeah.
is actually a knowledge check. It's, do you know, hey, peace out graffiti. It's, do you know about this fucked up shit and how to beat it, right? So like, as an example, the Doom Blackheart or like Doom Rocks, a lot of that stuff loses pretty hard to Cyclops because he's got a lot of invuln on his anti-air assist, right? If you don't know that, then you're gonna have to work extra hard to try and beat that team. Or you could just counter pick with Cyclops, right?
Right.
And so there's a layer of knowledge checking which makes it really easy to get people into this game early on, or at least it did back in the day, because all you had to do is like read some game facts or see someone doing some fucked up shit and be like, oh shit, I could do that.
Right. Yeah, because the very like the surface level strategy is actually like, I mean, it's just that this game has a really intense, totally bizarre neutral.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it's not even like that bizarre. Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's just that there's a million characters with a million assists.
Yeah.
So like, you wouldn't know that's what to do,
Right.
like very intuitively. But I feel like you can kind of tell like, oh, this character has a really broken anti-air assist, and I can dump all of their meter and use it to kill everyone. Like,
Exactly.
what else do I need?
And it's a layer of fighting game stuff that isn't normal. Like if you think about Street Fighter, like how often does knowing something actually give you that much like useful combat power?
Yeah,
right? It's like, oh, I know that this is +2. Great.
Right, like I can see why. Like, actually, I could even say that this is maybe feels like a totally different kind of video game. It's almost like a MOBA or something like that.
Sure.
Where you're like,
and that's why we call these versus games.
right.
Like, so I think we've talked about this on stream before, but when this game came out, and actually for years, it never got respect from a lot of Street Fighter players, mostly the ones who were bad at it. Right? They're like, there's no footsies. How are you gonna have a good fighting game without footsies? This is for degenerates. This isn't about real fighting.
Right, yeah.
Street Fighter players have annoyed the hell out of me for a long time, if you couldn't tell. Because I was playing this with Street Fighter players, and like we all fucked with it like hard. But like a lot of people shit on this game when it came out, or like and didn't respect the skill.
Yeah, no, I can kind of like see why, because it's like, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
It was a big deal when Daigo recorded this video when I think it's the first Marvel 3 Evo. He recorded a video that was like, I'm coming for you, and he showed himself like doing some like Wolverine shit. Because everyone's like, we've never seen Daigo play this game before. The Japan scene for Marvel is super niche, and most of them are Kusoge players. And so obviously I wasn't trying to whoop your ass the whole time, right? But like, you know, you've seen people get ripped to shreds in Marvel, or to, you know, they're like clearly fighting against this combination of shit. They have no idea what to deal with. But like, that wasn't so bad, right?
Yeah, like pretty like. I mean, we were dealing with some some really weird lag, but like
I'm gonna go ahead and close this out real quick. There we go.
Like that aside, it was like, oh, like I mean, it feels the stuff that you're doing feels good, right? Like you're jumping around, you're kind of unrestricted. It felt way better than the other Versus games.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because like you were jumping, like it didn't feel like I was floating forever. It felt like I had shit to do in the air. Like I wasn't just like going up and being like, well, there's nobody here, I guess I'm gonna fall back down. And we were also playing characters that had like a lot more aerial movement and that sort of stuff. But it was like, oh, I jumped.
That's why they're the good ones, right? Is because they can do that shit.
And even Cable, who couldn't do that, like I jump in the air and I shoot a Viper Bee. Like that's gonna be fun every single time.
Yeah.
You know, like this big, huge, crazy projectile that you can just dump all of your energy into. It's so exciting that I remember playing that as a kid and being like, oh, this is really cool. I'm shooting this big wiggly laser at people.
Yeah.
And for that to actually still be valid, even at high level Marvel.
Yeah.
It's kind of great.
It is. And so here's like you noted very early on, you're like, wow, this is really different from the other games we're playing, right? It's not just, you compare it to X-Men versus Street Fighter, you compare it to Marvel Superheroes or Coda or whatever, even Marvel 1, like you can tell that up until Marvel 2, these games are about lovingly expressing these IPs, these characters, right? Giving you just this rich space compared to like the confined nature of a Street Fighter to just go fucking ham on this shit, right? You want to get someone to do like the hyper Mega Man armor shit, like, yeah, go ahead and get him to do that, right? Venom, lovingly animated. Sentinel has all these amazing frames. Marvel 2 is like, it's basically a Mugen distro with an extra character attached and the assist mechanic stuff, right?
Right.
There is very little that's like celebrating the IPs. They got these weird original characters like Amingo and Ruby Heart. There's this like vague allusion to a storyline involving Ruby Heart's like pirate ship. Like that's, you can kind of see some of the thematic carried through in the stages. And then there's like a couple art shots at the end of the game. And there are because the cast is so big, they don't have no character specific endings. So all the endings are the exact same, right? But it's this game, I mean, this game is about like reusing assets and trying out some of the weird like 3D tech, like background tech for the first time. But in probably because they didn't have time to give a fuck, they ended up with one of the most unique fighting games of all time.
Yeah. No, it's like I was thinking about like you were talking about like IP and stuff like that, which I think is like I wanted to bring this up even though it's kind of a tangent.
No,
just because like there's so much that's coincidental about this game. Like how like it's a bunch of random ideas and this like top tier that's like viable and like interesting meta emerges. But I think it's like probably no coincidence that this game like super took off in the US arcades.
Yeah.
And all of the top tiers are Marvel characters.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like at an era where people were like, even if that like sort of Marvel, like that era of Marvel was kind of like dying down, like people remembered that shit from when they were kids.
Yep.
The characters are really colorfully realized. The characters that aren't Marvel that are like broken and top tier are still really cool. They look kind of like Marvel-ish.
Yeah, they look like they fit. They look like they belong.
Right, like they kind of like feel they feel like superheroes in this sort of way. And you can kind of like tell that Capcom probably made some of those choices very deliberately.
Right, of course. Like Dalsim has an 8-way air dash in this game.
Right.
It's kind of fucked up. It's actually pretty hilarious, yeah.
Like they decided to like make these changes to the characters to try and like to bring them into the universe. Yeah, I think that's like a really I just felt that treatment of the IP kind of like it's both coincidental and purposeful.
Yeah,
really like gels into something that like, oh, of course people got like really hyped over these games. Like these characters were like cool.
Yeah. And with So we were talking about Sentinel last time, and like, I hope you can understand now a little bit about how this character ended up being so weirdly iconic for Marvel 2 players, right? Like,
Yeah.
The when Marvel Infinite came out and there were no X-Men, no Sentinel, no nothing, it was all MCU characters. We didn't even get like Doctor Doom and that shit. Combo Fiend, bless his heart, got out there and said, well, you know what matters is that the function that Magneto represents is still here in Captain Marvel, because she's got the 8-way air dash, she can rush down, right? Like, that's what's important. That's what matters to the players. And the players were like, boo, get the fuck out of here. We want Magneto. We want Mag fucking Nito, right? We want Sentinel, and we want to Photoshop him wearing a fucking New York Yankees cap and some fucking Timbs because he's stepping on you all day. Because the game does not give you like anything other than that gameplay, it has so much room for the players to impart their own meaning on it, right? Sanford, or actually these days it's probably, I don't know if Chaos is the best Sentinel. Who's the best Sentinel? Ben, if you're out there, tell me who the best Sentinel is. But, you know, there is someone out there who is the best Sentinel in Marvel 2. And that person arguably has a greater claim to any kind of ownership over Sentinel than the person who originally drew the Sentinel character.
Yeah, like, I mean, when it's almost this like feedback both ways. Like,
yeah.
I see it constantly in people who like play, they're like, oh, this character is cool, so I'm gonna pick up this character. And then once you do that, you start like thinking of yourself as that character. You start like embodying, like, you want to meme on that character, obviously. Like, you're like, oh, I'm like interpreting and seeing this, like, I see this whole game through these characters. Therefore, like I want to continue to riff on that relationship. Right. And I can totally see why people are like, oh, this character that doesn't look the same but has the same functionality isn't like doesn't quite do it the same sort of way.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't become, even though it's like nobody was ever thinking about like Magneto doing Scoops Haagen-Dazs before Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yep. You never have that connection with Magneto.
Yeah.
That actually became this very iconic iteration of the character.
Yeah.
That's really like very, very much like owned by Marvel vs. Capcom 2 players and not by a lot of like other people.
Oh,
I doubt like Disney.
Magneto is usually slow in the comics, but because they gave him an 8-way air dash, I'm always weirded out when he's slow, right? Because what I expect is the fucking mix. Real quick, I just saw this animation that someone posted on Twitter a little while ago, which like synergy between characters all of a sudden gets mapped into fiction, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, best friend. Thank you so much.
The idea of Doctor Doom and Strider being homies, that such homies that you'll map a fucking Jujutsu Kaisen like clip and animation to it, is amazing. And not only are Strider and Doom homies, they're homies because of Clockwork. He was the person who showed everyone how well these two work together in Marvel 2 and in Marvel 3. So yeah. I think if there's one thing to take away from this, or at least on my end, from this exploration of of crazy ass like high power fighting games, and also like of how characters can be expressed in fighting games, it's that the more room you create in gameplay for players to differentiate how they play a character from another character, right? The more room you give them to own and reinterpret who that character is and what they mean to people.
Yeah, no, actually, it's very interesting that you bring up that specifically, because like you were saying like earlier, like you kind of create your own custom character in this game through making a team.
Yeah. Like
you get to create relationships between those characters.
Exactly.
That's always the thing that I've been like really, really fascinated with in game design. And I never really thought about that as being a thing in Marvel, but I can totally see it because you're like thinking about these characters complementing each other. It's very much like you're making a kind of like Magic the Gathering fighting game.
Yes.
Like if Street Fighter is really fast rock, paper, scissors, this is definitely really fast Magic the Gathering. But your cards are actually like a bunch of different people, and they happen to be extremely iconic characters.
Yeah.
In this circumstance.
Yeah. Until then, love your life, be good to one another, and play some Marvel, baby. Let's fucking go. Peace out, y'all. Mwah.
Good night, everyone.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。